Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to start by measuring out my shoulder to waist, front shoulder to waist measurement, which is 16. So I'm going to draw a vertical line at the all top and bottom. So after then I will measure my neck, which is 3 inches. My neck width and depth for the front, 3 inches. And I'm also going to measure my shoulder, which is 14 divided by 2, that's 7. I'll go down from there by 1 inch. And from that 1 inch I'm going to go down by ½ inch. So now I will draw my front neckline.
Please subscribe if you haven't.
And after then I'm going to connect a line from my shoulder, from the 1.5 I marked earlier, to the neck line point. So from the shoulder I will go down by my bust measurement divided by 6. I will go down from the 1 inch I marked earlier. So I'll go down from that point by my bust divided by 6 plus 1.5, and I'll draw a straight line to the chest line. So this will be my chest line. I'm going to draw a line across. So now the chest line, I'm going to input my bust measurement divided by 4 on my chest line. And on the waistline I will input my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 for that. So from the chest line I'm going to connect a line to the waistline. So at the armhole area I'm going to go in by 1 inch and connect a line to shape out my armhole using my French curve. So the front is already coming out. So I'm going to input my my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. My nipple to nipple is 7 divided by 2, that is 3.5. I input it on my chest line and my waistline from the center front. I'll go down from my chest line by 1 inch. And after I draw a straight line, I'm going to mark out my darts by using 0.75 inch on both sides. After I draw out my darts, I will input my shoulder to under bust measurements. So after getting my under bust line, I'm going to draw a line across. So what I'm going to do now is to create a dart at the side seam. I use 1.5 for the darts. I'm going to use my nipple to under bust measurements to measure around my bust points. After doing that, I'm going to divide my shoulder measurements into 2 and connect a line to the bust points. From my chest line at the center front, I will go down by 1 inch, and this is how well I want my cleavage to show, and I will go in by ½ inch. So after then I will connect a line to the under bust. I open my waist dart in the middle to be able to close the bust dart that I created at the side seam. So I'm going to close it up and tape it together. I go in by 1 inch at the armhole, which I will later use to connect my cup. Now I do my under bust tightening by going in by ½ inch on this side of the front, and from there I will draw a curved line to the bust point and connect a straight line to the waist from the under bust. Now on this side I will also go in by 0.75 and draw a curved line to the bust point. And from there I draw a straight line to the waist. From the under bust I draw a straight line to the waist. After the under bust is done, it's now time to shape out the cup. So I shape out the cup on this side, and after then I decide how low I want my cup to be, and I'll go up from the bust points by 2.5 inches. Now on both sides of the line that go to the shoulder, I'm going to measure ½ inch on both sides of that line to create another dart to do the over bust tightening. So now that I've connected it and created my dart, I'm going to close the dart that I just created at the over bust. So now I'm going to draw my neckline for the corset, and this is how my neckline is looking like. And after then I cut out the corset. I cut out the part that I don't need. I'm going to cut out the waist dart too. after closing up the overbust with a masking tape. So now I measure 2 inches from the neckline, and I'm going to draw out the shape of the upper part of my cup because it's going to be a 3-part cup. So I go down at the center of my cup by 1.25 inches, and I'm connecting the line for the upper cup. I also go down at the side of the cup by 1.25, and I'll connect it to the middle like so with a straight line. So this is how the corset is looking like right now. So to avoid any mistake while stitching up the corset, I'm going to label and number it. So I have put in all the necessary information to help me stitch the pieces together. So I've cut it out. After cutting it out, I'm going to notch it. I'm going to put where the notches where it's supposed to be. Then I place the cup pieces on another paper and reshape it out. I trace it out on another paper. The reason why I trace it out is to reshape the cup and to add some extra volume to the cup. Here I am just adding some extra to the cup by using my French curve. After doing this, I use the front part of my corset to create the back pattern of the corset. So after drawing the zipper allowance, I place the front corset on the back, and I trace the side seam. After tracing the side seam, I determine how low I want my center back to be, and I'm going to draw the neckline for the center back now. So I also trace the upper part of the seam allowance of the front here, and from there I'm going to reshape my back neckline. So this is my back looking okay. So now I mark out the side seam for the back to show the seam allowance that is included at the side of this pattern, and this is my back ready.